Myself, Saritha, Assistant Professor, Sri Lakshmi Narayana College of Nursing. Today we can discuss about the topic is personality. This review of personality development. First, we can see what is meant by personality. Personality refers to the person's unique as well as relatively stable pattern of thoughts, feelings, and actions. Then, personality refers to the individual differences in characteristics, pattern of thinking, feeling, and behavior. Personality development can be understood based on various theories. Psychoanalytic theory, the Sigmund Freud in the year of 1856 to 1939, this founder of psychoanalysis proposed the first complete theory of personality. The person's thought and then behaviors emerge from the tension generated by the unconscious motives and then unresolved childhood conflicts. Redundant theory. In this one, level of consciousness and then conscious, that is what we are aware of, and then preconscious, that is memories, etc., that can be recalled. Next one is the unconscious. This unconscious, that is wishes, feelings, impulses that lies beyond awareness. And then structures of personality, that is topography of mind. In this one, first one is the ID, and second one is the ego, and third one is the superego. This one, first one is the ID. In this one, this operates according to the pleasure principle. Next is ego. Ego operates according to the reality principle. Superego contains values and ideals. Level of consciousness and structure of personality, there is topography of mind. Consciousness, preconscious, subconscious, the structure of personality, topography of mind, ID, as well as superego. Ego as well as superego. Next, conscious mind. In this conscious mind, all the thoughts, feelings, and the sensations that you are aware of at this particular moment represent the conscious level. Preconscious mind, a region of mind holding informations that is not conscious, but it is easily retrievable into this consciousness awareness, that is childhood memories, phone number. This childhood memories means what are the incidences happen in the childhood that will be in the preconscious mind, and then contact numbers of his father as well as mother, siblings. And the next one is the unconscious mind. In this one, the region of mind that includes unacceptable thoughts, wishes, feelings, and memories, and they exert great influence over our consciousness, thoughts, and behaviors. Psychosexual stages. In the psychosexual stages, explain the federal theory, childhood stages of development during which the iris pleasures seeking energies are focused on different parts of the body. Next one is the stages includes in psychosexual stages includes oral stage, anal stage, phallic stage, latency stage, and then genital stage. A person can become fixated or stuck at the stage, and as an adult attempt to achieve pleasure as in ways that they are equivalent to how it was achieved in these stages. Oral stage, birth, 2 years. His mouth is associated with sexual pleasure. So pleasure comes from chewing, biting, as well as sucking. Weaning a child can lead to fixation if not handled correctly. So weaning is nothing but one. Is along with this breastfeeding, supplementary food is given to the baby, that only we can call as weaning. Then fixations can lead to these oral activities in adulthood. Anal stage, that is ages between 2 to 3 years. In this one, gratifications comes from bowel and bladder functions. So toilet training can lead to these fixations if not handled correctly. In this one, the child himself will be telling to this mother that, that he or she want to avoid urine, and then toilet training can be leads to these fixations if not handled correctly. Soon after the child wake up from the bed, the mother will be taking the child to this toilet for toilet training. Fixations can lead to this anal retentive as well as expressions behaviors in adulthood. Next is the phallic stage. In this phallic stage, the age is between 3 to 6 years. In this one, there is focus of pleasure shift to the genitalis. And then boys cope with these insidious feelings towards their mother and rebel feelings towards their dad. Oedipus complex. For girls, it is called as extra complex. Child identifies with and tries to mimic the same sex parent to learn gender identity. Latency stage. In this latency stage, the age is between 6 to 12 years. In this one, this first is the sexuality is repressed. That is, latent means hidden due to this intensive anxiety caused by this Oedipus complex. Children participate in hobbies, school, as well as same-sex friendships that strengthen their sexual identity. Next is the genital stage. In this genital stage, the age is between 13 to 20 years. In the sexual feelings are emerge but being prohibited by the superego or redirected towards the others. Healthy adult find pleasures in love and work. Fixated adult have the energy tied up in the early stage. Next one is the interpersonal theory. There is Harrison. Focus on this importance of interpersonal relationships in determining behavior and then psychopathology. Personality is the relatively enduring pattern of recurrent interpersonal situations which characterize a human life. Although childhood experience are important, IPT regards current relationships as more important. Individual behavior and then personality development are the direct result of these interpersonal relationships. Next, the good me, the bad me, or not me. This first one is the good me versus the bad me based on social appraisal and the anxiety that result from the negative feedback. The not me refers to the unknown repressed components of self. Then infancy. In this infancy, there is birth 18 months. In this 18 months, there is infancy, birth 18 months, gratifications of needs, and then childhood. There is 18 months to 6 years, delayed gratification. Juvenile. In this one, 6 to 9 years, this formation of peer groups. So they themselves will be forming the peer group. So they can share their ideas, they can play with their peer groups, they can work with the peer groups, they can learn more from the peer groups. Then pre-adolescent, that is 9 to 12 years. In this one, is developing relationships within the same gender. Most probably in this age, they can be different for the same gender. Male is with male and female is with female. Then early adolescent, in this one, age is between 12 to 14 years. There is identity, there is self-identity. So by introducing them, they themselves will be telling, this parents, children is not me, so I listen this same identity. That is self-identity. And then late adolescent, that is ages between 14 to 21 years in this one, forming, lasting, That is intimate relationships. Then theory of psychosocial development. Theory of psychosocial development. This Erickson, in the year of 1963, studied the influence of social process on the development of personality. In the theory of psychosocial development, there is individuals struggle with development crises throughout the life cycle. Specific tasks in each stage must be completed for emotional growth to occur. Next, you can see about this infancy. That is, in this infancy, trust versus mistrust. In this one, this first one is the age. In this age, that is birth to 1 year. And then the major task in infancy, that is trust versus mistrust, is develop a sense of trust in others. Develop a sense of trust in others. So they can trust the others. And then mastery. In this mastery, there is a trust in people and the environment. They can trust the people as well as the environment also. And then characteristics. In this characteristics, there is social adjustment. This attachment. So they can attach with the, there is a social attachment. That is environment, place, as well as person. And then concerns. In this concerns, there is emotional dissatisfaction and suspiciousness, difficulty with interpersonal relationships. So this infancy, that is a trust versus mistrust. So age is birth to 1 year. Major task is develop a sense of trust in others. Mastery, there is trust in people and the environment. Characteristics is social attachment. And then concern is emotional dissatisfaction and suspiciousness, difficulty with interpersonal relationships. And next one is the early childhood. That's autonomy versus shame or doubt. In this one, early childhood, there is autonomy versus shame or doubt. Shame and doubt. First age is between 1 to 3 years. In this one, the major task is learn self-control. Learn self-control. Mastery is pride in self. And characteristics, self-control, language development, fantasy play. Next, concern. In this concern, lack of self-confidence, lack of pride in the ability to perform, a sense of being controlled by others, drag against self. The early childhood, autonomy versus shame and doubt, age is 1 to 3 years. Major task is learn self-control. Mastery is pride in self. Characteristics, there is self-control, language development, fantasy play, concern. In this concerns, lack of self-confidence, lack of pride in the ability to perform, a sense of being controlled by others, back against the self. Next is the middle childhood. There is initiative versus lead. In this middle childhood, there is initiative versus lead. Age is 4 to 5 years. Major task is initiative, spontaneous activities. And then mastery is able to initiate activities and enjoy learning. Characteristics, early moral development. There is self-esteem, group play, and the egocentrism. Concern is feeling of inadequacy as well as guilt. Accepting of liability in situations for which individual is not responsible. So middle childhood, there is initiative with the guilt. In this one, age is 4 to 5 years. Major task is initiative, spontaneous activities. Mastery, there is able to initiative activities and enjoy learning. Characteristics is early model development, self-esteem, group play, egocentrism. Concerns, feelings of inadequacy and guilt, accepting of liability in situations for which individual is not responsible. Late childhood, there is industry versus impurity. In this one, age is between 6 to 11 years. The major task is develop necessary social skills. Mastery is acquire skills for and develop competence in the work. And in characteristics, in this characteristics, there's friendships, skill training, self-evaluations, team play. Concerns, there is difficulty in interpersonal relationships caused by feelings of inadequacy. So in this late childhood, is ages 6 to 11 years, where the task is develop necessary social skills, mastery is adequate skills for develop competence in work, characteristics, friendship. They will form friendships in this age group only. Skill training also. There is skill learning, self-evaluation. They themselves will be knowing what is correct and what is wrong. And then team play. And then concern, difficulty in interpersonal relationships caused by feeling of inadequacy. Next is the adolescence. In this adolescence, identity versus role confusion. Identity versus role confusion. In this one, age is 12 to 19 years. This major task is integrate childhood experience into this personal identity. And then mastering strong group identity. Readiness to plan for the future. Characteristics in this one, physical maturation, sexual relationships, memberships in peer groups. Concerns, self-consciousness, doubt, as well as confusions about one's role in life. Since adolescent, that is identity versus role confusions, this age is 12 to 19 years. In this one, major task is integrate childhood experience into your personal identity, mastery, that is strong identity, readiness to plan for the future, characteristics, physical maturations, sexual relationships, memberships in peer groups, concerns, there is self-consciousness, doubt, and confusions about one's role in life. Next is early adulthood. In this early adulthood, there is intimacy versus isolations. Intimacy versus isolations. In this one, age is between 20 to 25 years. Major task is develop commitment to others and to the career. Mastery, there is strong close relationships and shares with others. Characteristics, stable relationships, childbearing, work. And next concern is withdrawal, social isolations, inability to form lasting relationships. In this early adulthood, there is intimacy versus isolations, ages between 20 to 25 years. Major tasks in developing commitment to others and to the career. Mastery is form close relationships and share with others. There is they will be forming the close relationships. Is how they will be sharing to these intimate friends, like that they will be sharing the information to these close relationships. And then they will form the close relationship also. And then share with their others. Characteristics in this one, there is stable relationships. That will be stable also, that relation will be continued for a long period. Then childbearing age and then work. They themselves will be selected their own work. Concerns, there is withdrawal, social isolations, and then inability to form lasting relationships. Then middle adulthood. In this middle adulthood, gender activity as well as stagnations. In this one, this age is between 26 to 64 years. In this 26 to 64 years, this major task is establish the family and then becoming productive. Mastery is nourishing the children or helping the next generations in other ways. Characteristics, in this characteristics, nourishing of close relationships, managing career as well as the household. In this one concern, there is lack of concerns for the welfare of others, total preoccupations with self. Middle adulthood, this generosity with stagnations. In this one, age is 26 to 64 years. In this one, major task is it is establish this family and becoming the productivity. And then mastery, there is children are helping the next generations in other ways. Characteristics, that is close relationships, managing career as well as the household. Concerns, lack of concerns for the welfare of others, total preoccupations with self. Old age, there is integrity versus despair. This one age is between 65 years and older. Major task is use one's life as meaningful and fulfilling. Mastery, this one, there is sense of fulfillment about life and sense of unity with self and others. This characteristics, this promote intellectual rigors, redirect energy to new rules and activities. Concerns in this one self-contempt as well as discussed with how life is has progressed. So voltage in this integrity versus despair in this one, that is age is 65 years and older. Major task is use one's life as meaningful and fulfilling. And then is they will be fulfilling the life and then will be satisfied with the life also. That is that only the major task is life as meaningful and fulfilling. And then mastery, there is sense of fulfillment about life, sense of unity with the self and others. Characteristics that is promote intellectual vigor, redirect energy to the new roles as well as the activities. This concerns that is self-accept as well as discuss with how life has progressed. In cognitive development theory. In this cognitive development theory, that is developed by this Budget in the year of 1896 to 1980. Then our mental representations of world depends on the cognitive stage we have reached. Three stages. There is a sensory motor stage, that is age is between 0 to 2 years, and then pre-operational stage, there is age is between 2 to 6 years, and then concrete operational stage, that is ages between 6 to 12 years, and this formal operational stage, that is between 12 to 15 years. The theory concerns the emergencies and then schemes of how one perceives the world, that is developmental stages. Hence, but children are appearing new ways of mentally representing informations. The theory is considered that is now it assesses that we construct our cognitive ability through self-motivated actions in the world. Next is the development stage. In this development stage, this first one is the sensomotor stage. In the sensomotor stage, that is from birth to 2 years. The children experience the world through movement, sense, and leads to this object performance. And then pre-operational stage, that is from age between 2 to 6 years, that is motor skills. Concrete operational stage from ages 6 to 12 years, that is children begins to think logically about concrete events. Formal operational stage, that is ages between 12 to 15 years, that is development of abstract reasoning. Moral development, theory of moral development, that is assessed moral reasoning for, that is moral and examining the reason begins people's answer. Proposed three distinct levels of moral reasoning. There is pre-conventional, conventional, as well as the post-conventional. Each level is based on the degree to which a person conforms to the conventional standard of society. Each level has two stages that represent different degrees of moral reasoning. Levels of moral reasoning. So pre-conventional, in this one, moral reasoning is based on the external rewards and punishments. Conventional stage, in this conventional moral reasoning, laws and rules are upheld simply because they are laws and rules. Post-conventional, in this post-conventional reasoning based on the personal moral standards. So in this levels of moral reasoning, this first one is the pre-conventional. In this one, moral reasoning is based on the external rewards and punishments. So how they are rewards and for that one, how they are punished, with the help of that only, we can tell that level of moral reasoning, that is pre-conventional stage. The second one is the conventional, that is law will be there, rules will be there, but they won't follow the law and rules. They themselves will be fix the laws as well as the rules. They themselves will be telling that one. This one is the law, this one is the rule, like that. It's okay. Laws and rules are upheld simply because they are laws and rules, not for them. And then most conventional, in this one, most conventional, that is the reasoning based on the personal moral standards. Then pre-conventional levels in this age is 4 to 10 years. In this one, stage 1, stage 2. In this one, first we can see about the stage 1. In the stage 1, Punishment and disobedience orientations. Physical consequence of actions determines its goodness or badness. And then stage 2, in this one, instrumental orientations. What is right and what is right is what satisfied your own needs and occasionally the needs of others. Example, the expectation of the family group or nation can be seen as valuable in own right. So in the stage 2, there is instrumental orientations. That is what is right. They will be giving preference for the right things, and then whether they will be satisfied with that own needs, or they will be depending on for the others for needs. Example one is there is expectation of these family groups, how the family members are accepting from the persons, how they are working for the family group, and then for the nation. It is varying from family group to the nation or not. They are having their own right. Conditional level in this one, there is a 10 to 13 years in this one. Stage 3, there is interpersonal orientations. There is good boy, good girl orientation. So good behavior is what pleases or helps others and is approved by them. So when we will be telling that the boy is good means the person's behavior and character attitude is good means that time we can be telling that when the person is good. So that it will be with the help of this interpersonal orientations, we can find that the person is a good, the boy is a good boy or good girl. And then stage 4 in this one, law as well as order orientations. In this law and order orientations, right is doing one's duty, showing respect for authority, and then maintaining the social order for its own sake. So right is doing one's duty. So in that the own work, in their own duty, they'll be very confident to do that work in right manner. And next one is showing respect for this authority. So and then higher officials, they will be giving respect. Yes, and then maintaining social order for their own sake. So these are the points that comes under this conventional stage. That is conventional level, stage 4. Then post-conventional level. In this post-conventional level, there is 13 years above 13 years. Stage 5, there is social and the contract legislative orientations. This what is right is the function of individual right as well as agreed upon standards. And then stage 6, universal ethical principles orientations. What is right is determined decisions of consciousness according to these self-chosen ethical principles. These principles are abstract and this ethical not specific moral prescriptions. Next, we can see about this defense mechanism. In this defense mechanism, this automatic psychological process that protect the individual against anxiety and from awareness of internal or external stressor or dangers. Compensation. In this one, compensation, covering up a real or perceived weakness by emphasizing a trait once considers more desirable. Example, a physically handicapped boy is unable to participate in football. So he compensates by becoming a great scholar. Deny. In this deny, that is repressed to acknowledge the existence of real situations or the feelings associated with it. Example, a man who drinks alcohol every day and cannot stop feeling to acknowledge that he has a problem. Displacement. In this displacement, a transfer of feelings from one target to another that considered less threatening or that is neutral. Example, a client is angry at his physician, does not express it, but begins verbally abused with the nurse. So in this one, the client will be angry on a physician. The client not able to scold the physician. So how the persons will be showing the angry means the person will be expressing to this nurse only. Then that is not, the person is doing like that. And I'm not very satisfied with this care like that. A client is angry at this physician, does not express it, but they become verbally abused with the identifications. An attempt to increase self-worth by acquiring certain attributes and the characteristics of an individual's once admires. Example, a teenager who required lengthy rehabilitations after an accident decides to become a physical therapist as a result of his experience. Then intellectualization, an attempt to avoid expressing actual emotions associated with stressful situations by using the intellectual processes of reasoning and analyzing. Example, husband is being transferred with his job to a city far away from her parents. And then she hides anxiety by explaining to the parents that advantage associated with the move. Introjection. In this one, integrating the beliefs and values of others, individuals into this one's ego structures. Example, children integrate their parents' value systems into the process of consciousness formations. The child says to the friend, don't cheat, it is wrong. Rationalizations, that is attempting to make excuse or formulate logically reasons to adjust unacceptable feelings or behaviors. Example is John tells the rehab nurse, I drink because it is the only way I can deal with my bad marriage and my worst job. Reactions formations. In this reactions formations, preventing unacceptable or undesirable thoughts or behaviors being expressed by this exacerbating opposite thoughts or types of behaviors. Example, Jan adds nursing. She attended nursing school to please her parents. During Precious Day, she speaks to these students about the excellence of nursing as a career. Regressions. In these regressions, there's retreating in response to the early level of development and the comfort measures associated with that level of functioning. Example, when 2 years old Jay is hospitalized for tonsillitis, he will drink only from a bottle, even though his mom states he has been drinking from the cup for 6 months. Repressions. In this repressions, there is involuntarily blocking unpleasant feelings and experiences from the one's awareness. Example is an accident, victims can remember nothing about this accident, forgetting a friend's birthday after a fight. Sublimations in this one, rechanneling of drives or impulses that are personally or socially unacceptable into the activities that are constructive. Example, a mother whose son was killed by a drunk driver channels her anger and energy into being the president of this local chapter of Mothers Against Drunk Drivers. Suppressions in this one, the voluntary blocking of unpleasant feelings and experience from this one's awareness. Example, yes, says, I don't want to think about that now. I will think about that tomorrow. Isolations. In this isolation, separating a thought or memory from the feeling, tone, or the emotions associated with it. Example, a young woman describes being attached and distraught without showing any emotions. Projections, this attributing feelings or impulses unacceptable to oneself and other persons. Example, Sheila blames her track coach and tells her friend, he did not train me well. Undoing, is symbolically negative or cancelling out an experience that once intolerable. Joe is nervous about his new job and yells at his wife. On his way home, he stops and buys her some gift. Yes. Through this topic, personality, we have discussed about this. That is personality, that is review of personality development. Then what is made there is defense mechanisms like as to identify this normal pattern of characteristics and identify the method of mechanisms used to compromise the unusual situations. Yes. So till now we have discussed about the topic is personality. Yes. Thank you.